in the silence. And thank you. What do you get when you, in silence, eyes closed, and focus up and to the left with your eyes?
It's just start feeling more comfortable because I used to feel quite uncomfortable in silence. But yeah, just a feeling. Start feeling more. You're just more comfortable.
Oh, that's so important. Would you say that's important?
Yeah, because the silence is beautiful. I'm starting to see how silence is golden. It's beautiful. To sit with yourself and just sitting in my divine feminine more. Action doesn't always have to be doing action, can be silence and stillness.
It's not always more action is better. Targeted, focused action is most efficient. Either action driven by ego or action driven by heart.
Yeah, learning to wait for the correct action is quite a skill.
Ain't that the truth? Because of other forces.
Yeah, I'm finding that the correct action is never forced. It's very organic. Spontaneous, gentle. Aligned.
When others do feel that, like I can feel when someone does something out of love, not out of because they want something in return. So people do feel that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only obvious in the silence what the correct action is. From a space of balance. Equilibrium. neutral.
What's after the skill of silence?
Clarity.
Finding one's inner beauty.
Clarity and finding one's inner beauty.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
there's a
just
deep
like-
knowing in there.
what I find is just like what we do here is we ask questions. We look at situations. We wonder in the silence. We traverse, grab onto, follow thoughts and feelings.
I think for me, it's been letting go of the past and actually like realizing, is that even true in some sense? Not that it wasn't true, but is my memory of it true?
Mm,
Or has that been distorted because I've told the story so many times?
Mm.
You know? I don't even know if what I remember and actually is actually the full truth. Like, for example, that day I remember I was wearing a blue top, but I could have been wearing a yellow top. You know? It's, yeah, just letting go. I'm realizing it's gone. All that exists is now, it only exists in my mind.
Mm.
And just let it go and realize that everyone tried their best. Some people don't know how to love. They tried their best with their level of consciousness, with their level of love, with their own level of trauma. It was never personal. I want to hurt you today, Ian. It was never that, you know. So,
Mm.
yeah.
yeah. And what did you know? What did you interpret at the time? That might have been a bit off. You know, 1 degree off the target for a long period of time will take you way, way, way off the target.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take much.
Yeah, well, an example is I always used to feel like my brother was the favorite child, because he's the oldest son.
Yeah.
Well, I see he's not the oldest child because I spoke to my dad about it, and he said his dad did the same to him because he's
Yeah.
the youngest, and
Yep.
he felt like his brother Phil was a favorite, so it was nothing. Not that my brother was a favorite; he was just following family patterns of the oldest son. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
there was nothing personal towards me. He wasn't a favorite; it was just family conditioning and pattern, and it was nothing to do with me. So I know my dad loves me. You know,
Yeah.
in his own way.
Yeah.
As much as
Yeah.
he can with his own level of consciousness, you know.
Yeah, a lot of our conditioning is from observing behaviors and then taking them on for ourselves. You know, we pick up patterns and then we make them our own. Or we observe emotions and we make them our own. And what we're doing now is sorting all that shit out. It's kind of hilarious, actually.
And we're asking the question, was it a blue shirt? Does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh,
But it's around our beliefs. It's around our perceptions. What it is that we got fixed on one perception, on one way it was, not even realizing everything else was possible.
yes. Yeah. Well, and a key part of that too is we identified with it.
Mhm. We latched onto it,
We
entangled
attached.
with it.
Yeah. As if it's ours.
Again.
Right?
Again and again and again.
Yeah. Yeah. It becomes like one of your belongings. And it's actually not, never was.
Definitely
It's difficult to let go of
baggage.
things that you think belong to you. You know, because somehow we've learned to treasure them.
Cleaning out one's closet and realizing how much that doesn't fit in it. You outgrown it.
Yeah, we build a persona around stuff that's not even ours. And then live as if it is ours.
As an example of that, like my mum used to be scared of spiders and she used to scream and jump on a sofa when she saw a spider. So then I'm not scared of spiders anymore, but then I was scared of spiders because I used to see my mum doing it, but I'm not scared of spiders anymore. I just look, you know?
Yeah.
But because I used to see my mum screaming and run on the sofa, I used to do it. Oh, spider! Ah! You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, an association between a spider and a scream.
Yeah. Spider. I pick spiders up now. I'm not scared of them at all, no.
Yeah.
What a great example to think about how many of those we have picked up.
Yeah.
Just because someone else's, right? That was the way, especially from our parents, right? Mm. So many of them, yeah. Not even, and we think all of it was our choice, which yes, but really no.
Well,
Just-
no, they weren't really.
Right. We were
Yeah.
too young to know that there was another way. Because when you see it as, oh, that is the answer, right? That is the answer. There's no reason to look any farther.
Right, exactly.
We lock it in.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the cornerstones of hypnosis. It's the whole thing about helping a client into a state of suggestibility, which is a theta brainwave state. And then once they're in that state of suggestibility, then you can make suggestions that are received and brought on. So, you know, that's how that works. Interesting thing is, though, human beings, the first 2 to 3 years of life, a baby is in a theta brainwave state, pretty much 24/7, and high suggestibility. And it's a matter of, I'm not questioning anything that comes in. I'm not questioning anything that I observe. I just accept it at face value. And so, quite frankly, there is no choice at that time of your life. Because you have no faculty for discernment.
Good morning, Central.
Say again?
Good morning.
Morning, Sindrell.
Good morning.
Morning, Tyndall.
Good
Could you say that again?
morning.
I just said good morning to Central.
Oh,
I stepped into something really deep here. At what point do you have no choice? What was that?
yeah, we're talking about children, and like babies being in the theta brainwave state,
Mm-hmm.
like right up until the age of 3, approximately. And I was comparing that to the way hypnosis works. Hypnosis is about inducting a person into a theta brainwave state so that they become highly suggestible. And basically, through that method, that's how you reprogram someone's subconscious, is by making suggestions to someone when they're in that high state of suggestibility, in that theta brainwave state. So the same thing happens to a baby. They're in that high suggestibility state, and basically everything that they observe and everything they ingest, they accept it all at face value. And there's no real faculty to be able to discern anything. It's just, it's just all accepted. because they're highly suggestible.
So as a so-called adult, how can I use that knowledge today?
Well, that's why they do hypnosis the way they do. Is because basically you go back into that theta brainwave state, and then you suggest new things. You reprogram new stuff, the stuff you want. And you can learn self-hypnosis and do that yourself. But generally, most of us require some help in that direction.
So when we're doing it ourselves, I'm just thinking out loud, we are choosing first what we want to suggest. And then we go into that and we hold that. Where do we hold that? We hold that in our beingness as we go into the brain wave state, the theta state.
Yeah.
And allow it to just be. Like as a baby, we observed and just knowing those situations to just be.
Yes.
But now as adult, we preset it and observe it as is.
Again.
Yeah. In fact, that's basically what magnetic mind does, except magnetic mind doesn't have anything in it that gets us into the theta brainwave state.
Right.
So the thing is, so that'll work over time. If you're meditating or contemplating on the core four every day for a year, it's going to make a difference. But if you combine that with the theta brainwave state, it would happen a heck of a lot quicker.
So the quickest way to get into or to support oneself to get into the theta, I'm getting tongue twisted, the theta brain wave state. What would be the best way to support yourself in that? Is that like listening to the binary beats or practicing just getting into it just for the sake of getting into it?
There's there's recordings you can buy from different companies that actually do things with your brain, and they it's not the same thing as binaural beats, but it's kind of a modification of the same idea that actually these recordings actually train your brain to slow itself down, to slow its vibration rate down. And there's one I had that you listen to it an hour every day. And and it works like that kind of thing. However, what I've been doing on this call every day, and one of the reasons why I was really glad that it happens at an ungodly hour like 5 a.m. is that I wake up and I get on the call right away. And the thing is, naturally, human beings naturally the few minutes before you fall asleep at night and the few minutes after you wake up in the morning, you're in a theta brainwave state. So what I've done every day is I've made it a point to practice keeping my brain in a theta brainwave state for as long as I possibly can every morning. And being on these sessions has been really helpful that way. To do that. Like I'm walking down the street right now and I'm kind of in a half trance. If that makes any sense.
Yes.
Yeah, I could.
You know, I'm not thinking.
Yes. Morning.
I'm just processing
Yes. Mm.
on a different level. It's not cognitive. It's not my brain that's doing it. Because the other thing
Right.
is too, in a theta brainwave state, your brain isn't thinking.
Yeah, so there's no exercise of impulse to respond.
Nope, exactly.
So that's why my readings or studies have suggested that before you go to bed at night, think on those things.
Yes.
Like set the stage of your mind, of the desires of your heart, or the state of what you're driving to manifest.
Right.
And then let that be the gateway into the theta.
Yeah. Because what I'm doing intentionally every morning is letting my mind go completely blank. I don't want my mind to be telling me anything.
Yeah. You know, I've heard
It's like selective listening, right? You know how your parents nag you and you learn how to tune that out. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing in the mornings.
Okay, I think I just, you know how you know stuff?
Yep.
And in the word it says, well, if you know these things, why don't you do them? Because you can know stuff, but you don't really get the magic of it. You know, it's not it's an external knowing. It's not an internal beingness of it. So now I thank you, because I've got something it makes sense to me now. I'm not just accepting it because it was written or videotaped or talked about. I own it now. So thank you.
Yeah. And it's a totally different kind of making sense. Right? Your whole body knows that it's true. Not just your head. And you don't just think it's true, you know it's true.
So yesterday I caught myself in a thought of saying, I need, right? I need. And what it was, I was clearing some things out. And I said, I need a man around here to help me get some of these things done. And I caught myself, I was like, I have everything I need. I changed it. I have everything I need. And I went outside and I looked at because I was getting rid of some furniture pieces. And I was like, Nope, I have everything I need. I have everything I need. I have everything I need. I put some happy juice on it. I have everything I need. And I went back to the space where I was moving the things from, and I envisioned it without the furniture in that space. And I moved a little piece, and I just took it outside and put it on the patio. And I sat it outside. And then I took my coffee and sat outside to drink it. And then the garbage man came up, and I went over and said, I moved some pieces to the dumpster, but I have some heavy pieces that I would like some assistance with. And they said, okay, well, I'll make my run. And when I bring the truck back down, I'll have my people pick it up. I was like, thank you. I have everything I need. Whole different perspective.
So you didn't need a man?
Not for that. Not for that.
Love you, Cinderella. No, but what a great understanding, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But part of that shift was benefiting from the realm of a theta state, because I've been there. And it's envisioning that which I see as manifested. And then it was so.
Yes.
How dare I go back to my creator and say, you didn't give me what I need.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah.
I gave you everything. You have everything you need. Everything. Yes. Everything. Everything.
It
And
just
so
doesn't show up. It just, sorry, Syndrome, but it just doesn't show up like we think it has to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the problem with that fixedness that our mind is accustomed to. It's like that is a pattern in your life that says, oh, I need a man. It's not like that was the first time that's popped into your head.
No.
If you think back all the way to the beginning, there was probably someone in your family that told you that.
Well, I mean,
Or
all
told
of the
it.
fairy tales,
Yes.
you
There
know,
you go.
damsel in distress. Here comes my knight in shining armor. Right.
Someone other than us always saves the day.
No.
In those stories.
Yeah.
Such a powerful example. And when we're open to how it could show up, we're not just looking for one way. That's what we're doing right now, is we're looking for one way, and we're disappointed when it doesn't show up the way we think it has to. Now, those are real pointed words, but that's not how we're living our life. We think we're way open. We think we're doing all of it. And in reality, you've probably got 4 thoughts that are running through your mind that are driving your life. That's the majority of people. You like, no, I'm I Need a Man was one of them, and you broke out of that belief, but there's still, remnants of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that autoplay, man.
Yeah,
Woo,
there's a
that
lot of
autoplay.
leftovers. A lot of leftovers.
Autoplay.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's the beauty of the silence, Ian. Thank you. It's like that's the silence. Silence is how we can move. Silence of not speaking and silence of our mind. That's how we can move into that state.
Mhm.
A creative state. And the more we practice it, the more we're in it, the more we live it.
Mhm.
That's the huge benefit of mental illness. Is you come to realize that your cognition can't control anything. It thinks it can, but it can't.
And many people will go to the grave thinking it does.
Exactly. Why can't you just snap out of it? Can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
And
Quite frankly, even if I could, I wouldn't want to anymore. Just snap out of it. Like I say, I'm walking down the street today in a state of semi-trance. And that's the most powerful position that I can be in.
So there's oh, go ahead, please.
You had a question, Cinderella.
I thought someone else was about to speak. If not, I'll share this. So there's the point of praise that I call the state of Shekinah glory. It's a sweet, 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 sweet spot. And it's like when I get in that state, I ain't trying to come out of it. It's a sweet spot. It's like really, 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 I'm at oneness, right? And just being there is so freaking awesome. And I don't think that would be a theta. What state would that be, Craig?
Well, that's definitely a theta or a delta even.
Yeah, delta. I think
Yeah.
it's delta.
Yeah, the thing is, that's your power spot. I mean, that's where all the magic happens. That's where everything in you is drawn out by spirit.
Drawn out by, because I feel like I'm getting such a zing, like an electric shock.
It's life energy. That's life energy.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Yeah, pure. Yeah.
Yeah, God made a human being and breathed into his lungs the spirit,
Oh,
spirit of
hallelujah.
life. And it
Yeah,
became that that inanimate bunch of
dust.
atoms or dust or whatever you want to call it became a living being.
Yes.
Yeah, life energy, spirit. It's all unseen. It's all esoteric. You know, it's all consciousness.
Pure, unadulterated consciousness. Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Zing
So
me, baby.
yeah, that's
Zing.
where you want to be. That's where you want to be living from.
Yeah.
But this thing is, it's kind of scary because everything you've experienced in your life so far, in your physical material life so far, has told you that your brain has to be in control of everything. And that's just not true. That's
Do you
actually
have
the
to be in
problem.
control of anything?
No.
Zing.
Just in alignment and in correctness with all that's unfolding, with all that is, with all that exists, with all that wants to express itself. The word of creation just continues to happen.
So I think that's what maybe some people call getting into the zone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what the 7 chakra system telling us. You know, we have to manifest through the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is the I understand. It's this is coming through our crown chakra. I don't know if I'm make any sense here. Each
Did I hear
chakra.
you right? You said so we're to manifest through our crown chakra, or is that
Yes,
really
yeah.
a fallacy?
No, it's coming because every chakra have its power.
Mm-hmm.
But the third eye is I see. The throat chakra is I talk, and the heart chakra is I love, and the solar plexus chakra is I do, and I feel, and I am. So if you say I am or I want, you know, you're not manifesting. You're not allowing. Like you have this example with you said, I need a man. You know, it is. Yeah, a fallacy. It's no, sorry. It was just a thought. I'm thinking out loud.
No, that's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because
So does your body
there
tell
is a
you that all that's
limitation.
true?
Sorry?
Does your body tell you that all that's true?
It is a system within us, you know, and in the universe, and so it's how it's tapping into a different layer of us, how we are manifesting reality.
Yeah.
Through this. It's an ancient knowledge. It's not. It's very deep.
It's nothing new.
Yeah. But I find it fascinating that you're talking about theta and beta, and as a child, you know, Yeah. I think as a child we was much more in the yeah, the crown chakra. I don't know.
Yeah. So Sindrell was referring to a heavy spiritual Kundalini experience.
Mhm.
And basically what that does, that lines up all your chakras. And it gets them singing. It's kind of like you get the whole choir singing on key, as if each of your chakras is a voice of its own, and they're singing. They're all singing together. And that isn't controlled by any one chakra. It's like all of them. It's all of them in conjunction with each other. It's all of them.
Mhm.
It's all of them in tune. You know, you got the whole orchestra playing.
Yep. But it's in our power to activate which part of it is every part that we desire or choose. Or
Yes. It's also in our power to choose how our DNA expresses itself too.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I go back to silence. I love listening to you guys, and yeah, it's funny how synchronicity. You know, I was thinking something, and you were saying exactly what I think, and yeah, I feel we are very much aligned, and yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting so much out of it just by listening to. So please continue.
Yeah. What's interesting is none of what we're talking about today makes any rational sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. I didn't used to be, but I am now.
Yeah. So while you were talking about the chakras and alignment, I went on mute and I did the call. That's what I call it. And I was being aware of how, and then in my mind, I saw the Tibetan sound bowls.
Yep.
So I was, it's like they came into vision. So my own was harmonizing with it, as you was talking about the choir singing all on one chord. And I felt my energies that were like all dispersed, like when what's that, this the slit observance, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the one that Chris Duncan has in his book
slits.
about yeah
Double split. Yeah.
The double slit. And when it was observed, when it wasn't observed, it was like everywhere. And when it was observed, they aligned, right? So when I was doing the it was like my energies, it's just like they all just came in alignment to my chakras. And I felt then I had the image of the I don't know what you call it, the maestro in the cage with the tiger, how he controls the tiger, and the tiger, he holds the chair with the 4 legs on it, and it's because of the 4 legs that the tiger's looking distracted at the 4 legs, that he has to listen to the commands and follow the commands, because his senses, his power zones are distracted in at least 4 zones. But what me going into the OM is I was calling all of my energies in to alignment, because I'm observing them now. I'm bringing them into alignment, and together in my beingness being aligned, I am so keenfully, without having to control it, I am power. I feel that breath, like that breath that was breathed in to me. It's all in unity. It's all it's all the breath given to me, and not distracted, so that I can truly be in the likeness from which I was created, and not be distracted, and just like a car when it's being restored, they take everything apart and lay everything out. But together, those parts, those breaths, those energies, those chakras are lining up, all of the car parts together. Baby, that thing purrs.
Right.
Yeah. So good, guys. Thank you. Oh,
See, that's interesting because you were like that before you were conceived.
Mhm.
And what's very interesting is from that time of conception on, everything's been a distraction
yes. Yeah.
from that. Yeah. You know, that's what we call conditioning.
Mhm.
So now being grown, choosing choice, now I can observe without being distracted.
Right. You can return to your natural original state.
And let my engine purr.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the more we
If you want to
practice,
take ownership, go ahead.
Go ahead, Craig. I think.
If you want to take ownership or identify with something, identify with that.
What's that?
Well, that's your true essence. That's your natural state before you were conditioned.
There you go. Thank you.
And that's the truth of who and what you are.
I'm dancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a song playing in the background of my mind. It's the power of love. All off
Yeah,
key, whatever.
Yeah, it's
You
that
know?
too. Exactly.
Is that Bruce Springsteen too?
Uh,
It's the power of love. It's the
or
power.
Huey Lewis.
Who?
Huey Lewis.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Okay, I gotta pull that up on YouTube, and
It's the power of love.
that's it.
You
That's
will
it.
lose in the news. Yeah.
That's the one. I gotta hear that today. Yeah, it's lining up with my chakras.
So it's the practice of the silence, Ian. And when we practice it, we'll begin to learn our rhythm. We'll be able to see like our natural pattern and not to fixate on it, not to fix it, not to pry it open, but just to observe. That is the something from everything and nothing. It's like, oh, it gave me something in that moment. Mine is like, and it's what the only reason I say it is it's got to be different for everyone. This morning, and my tendency does this, if I ask a question such as, what's my word for today? And wait for an answer that will always come. When is an expectation. How it'll show up, it shows up in layers. Sometimes it's a boom, there it is. Sometimes I question and challenge. It's like, I don't know what that is. Why that? So this morning was the question. It was like, what is up and to your left?
Mm.
Why? Because so a couple of ways I read it is if it's spinning smoothly, that's a good sign. Like it is now, it's spinning. I just feel, that's the sense I get. It's a vortex spinning, strong, like a hurricane, but it's peaceful. And as I looked this morning, what it was is it was grabbing something to the up and to the left. Something was just restricting it. Some of the energy was wanting to go that way. It's like, what is that? Is it mine? Is it yours? Or is it both of ours? And at a time, I felt it run down into my jaw, around my ear. Right? But it was always up to the left, though.
Mm.
And then, Sindrell, when you said, oh, I've had my breakthrough, I checked again. What's it doing? Nope, it's not hanging up there.
Mm.
That's the power of doing this together. Sometimes when I jump into it, it's not spinning, but it's like it feels like chaos. Like it's just all over. There's no synchronicity to it. Well, that's actually where it is for me. It's like, all right, that's chaos. Settle. How do I settle it? So emotions are always energy, always moving. You just practice reading it. Reading, what is it telling us? That's the power of silence. and the power of together. Thank you. I'm complete with that. What word describes your energy in this moment?
Reconciling.
Yeah, thank you.
What does that feel like, Sindrell?
It feels like I know my center zone, but my energy is scattered by awareness of distraction, that muscles in me are tense, and I call it, I don't really call it, but I let it be what it is, and it's coming without me doing anything. It's like I shine a light on that tension or that scatteredness, and it desires to just come into alignment.
Wow.
It's reconciling itself. It's like the shepherd with the shepherd staff, and instead of going after the sheep, I'm the shepherd, and I just stand and I drum the shaft into the ground. Thump, thump, thump. And awareness is everywhere of my energy. And where it's tense, it goes, oh, I relax. and I just come into alignment. So it's still happening right now. I didn't know I had so many tension spots, which I presume or assume that I walk around with these tensions automatically, holding an unnecessary defenseness in place, a fear in place that is a mirage, creating it to be that way. And it's called, my energies are called off of that assignment and relieved.
Mm.
Not weakened, just focused, transformed.
Yeah.
Because all the energies together in alignment are more creative and more powerful as one, without any effort.
Yeah, like they're all brought back in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All those rogues are coming back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. I had a general sense of that, which is why I asked you the question. So I'm
Thank
really
you for the
glad. Yeah, thank you for articulating that. I was really blessed by how you described that. And I'm sure you were as well, right?
Thank you for the question. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Theta brainwave magic. Wow.
It's like I've
We-
got watchmen on the wall in defense of a fight that stopped that stopped 100 centuries ago. Why are you
Yes.
still fighting the war of 100 centuries ago? If we're at peace, good
Yeah.
Lord,
Yeah.
come on in and have a chug of beer. Praise God. You're still on the wall, man. We've been back here enjoying life. Man.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
why.
what to do if I'm not a soldier. I don't know what to do if who am I if I'm not a policeman? Who am I if I'm not a warrior? What am I if I'm not fighting? What am I if I'm not looking for trouble everywhere?
Just notice how many knots were in that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. Forget about it. Forget about it.
That's why I called them rogues.
Good Lord.
Little pieces of you, little pieces of you that want to pick a fight somewhere. It's kind of hilarious, isn't it?
About it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
All the knots that have us in knots. All the knots that have us in knots.
Yes, I hear you, Jesse.
And it's wonderful when someone else can help explain what you're feeling, sensing. It adds their flavor to it, which is collaboration. which is gathering together, breaking through, and scattering.
The power of love
And this is the sense of completion. Time to scatter.
Yes.
And that is one of the hardest ones. Completion. It is for me.
I don't know. It's not hard for me. I'm excited the unfolding of the gathering having been. And I'm listening to the birds in the background. It's how like they come together and commune. And then they go poof. They fly in all directions. Cool. Have an awesome day, everyone.
Thanks, Sandrell. You too.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Bye, Sandrell.
Thank you, Sandrell. It's been awesome today.
Thank you. Nikki. 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 I feel everyone's energy. Love to you all. Mwah.
Much love,
Blessings.
Cynthia.
I'm going to share my word for the day. I need to leave shortly. So my word for the day is selective hearing. And Craig explained it very, 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 very well today. Selective hearing. What voices are we hearing? What are we saying to ourselves? And just having to feel that, what does it do to your body? Does it get you out of bed? Or does it make you want to sleep longer? And what's beautiful about everything is to know that we're creative spirits is a new, it's all new, but it's actually not new. And that's what we're discovering right now. Who we are, who we were, who we're becoming is all the same, because we're actually everything. But as we're here to make these choices, that gives us that power back that we give to ourselves.
Was it electric hearing?
Yes. Because as Craig explained it, when you know it in your body, when you feel it in your body, it's your way of knowing that it's the truth. And how does the truth come out? It's by knowing it. It's by also being it. In every waking moment, you actually being the person you are being by what you're allowing to feel. And you can ask yourself, what is that feeling? Why am I feeling that? And a lot of things will come up for you and you'll go, wow, I have many options here, where I thought I was just, my back was against the wall. I had no options. I had no options when I grew up, labeling me retarded. Well, if you think about it, and I had to be in silence for a very long time. That's the thing. That's the feeling that has woken me up now. Because I know now I've always been a genius. You have always been a genius. It's not just selective people that get selective. Oh, you this and you that. No. And if you look it up in George Land, scientist that was actually hired by the SASA to identify geniuses, he made a program. He created a genius assignment for human creatives to find out. And you know what he found out? 98% of children of the age of 5 are tested out as genius. They tracked those children in their longevity. They studied it. And when they were 10 years old, only 30% of them was tested out as genius. Wow. Then they did a follow-up study with 280,000 people, average age of 31 years old. 2% of humans was tested out as genius. So So what does it tell us, huh? That we're extraordinary human beings. We have all the capacity, all the central of born a pure genius. But you see, somewhere along the line and on the way, your genius got beaten out of you. You lived your whole life admiring the genius of others, of maybe even envious, huh? But that genius was always intrinsically part of you. You were as part of who you were. And isn't it just magical that one of our three premises is genius that we study here? Genius. We studied gifts yesterday, but now it's genius.
It's the school that takes the genius out of us.
Yes, exactly. With all the labels, that were put on you. And as we all know, if one does not know oneself, you will take the other person's word over yours. And that word will become alive and written all over your face, your body, wherever you go. You are stupid.
Put a lot of useless knowledge into us. How many uses the trigonometry in the real world?
Yeah.
And we spent the last 3 years of high school learning about it in math instead of just learning 1 + 1 is 2 and the multiplying tables and stuff. That's the only thing we actually use in real life.
Yeah.
It's the first thing we're taught, and then they start putting on lots of stuff that maybe some may use 1 out of 100, but that shouldn't mean that the rest 99 should sit through it.
Yeah. And you see, we all process things differently, right? I mean, why would we want to think like somebody else? That would be boring. I'm just saying, I don't want to be anybody else.
It's unpersonal.
Yeah, I don't want to be anybody else. I want to be me. Yes. And when I choose me over somebody else's opinion of me, I can respect their opinion. I can say thank you, but no thank you. I don't think so.
It's the difference between allowing and accepting reality.
There's it. Exactly. There's no force. You do not have to force anybody anything. You don't need to be enforced. I heard that today too. It came up very beautifully. Force. Once there's force, once you have to put real force to it, you're doing it in your own will. You're not doing it in the will of surrendering and allowing what needs to be coming up now. Yeah?
It's far from the flow state.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, a mother, I had a session, and what came up was she was saying to her son, "You're incredible." Her son looked at her and said, "No, don't say that, mommy." And she said, "But you're incredible." "No, don't say that. It makes me." She said, "What does it make you feel?" But that was after when she asked the question, "Why does the incredible make you feel like that?" He says, "Because Incredibles, you know, the Credibles, the movie, he doesn't like it. You know, it's a child thing. It's just, I'll just let that by go." But it was connected to a movie that he didn't like. And she was just saying incredible, but he took it as a movie that he didn't like. Yeah. So he thought his mother didn't like him. So she said, "No." So she said, "But what would you like me to say then?" They say, I love you. Mommy. I love you. Say you love me. And she said, I love you. Do you understand the concept there? Mm, very clear. Very clear. How you express is one thing. If somebody is not receiving it, do not take it personally, because the person is going through their own understanding of what they've experienced, even in a movie, a movie. You know what I mean? And that's where I feel in my heart that we got to have that understanding. Yeah. And things will flow. It will flow. But there's a lot of proving your points and proving something and needing to be right and look at me, I'm but when you really get down to it, you and I'm just me. And it could be something extraordinary and quite magically that you can experience. But if you're not ready for it, you won't be ready for it.
He just wanted the simple word, the simple truth.
Yeah.
Because many words have been corrupted by calling a movie The Incredibles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing today. What came up was a lot of good things that came up today. It was really, really interesting to listen, and thought it was wow. It's a beautiful.
My word for the day: listening.
Yeah, it's really awesome here. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and it's a keep practicing. And when I say practice, it's like in this practicing of knowing that we're not here forever. This is the truth. We're really not, and I started to realize that just like selective hearing, I cannot have any more. When I say I can't have any more, I choose not to just go into knowing that I can feel sad, I can feel this, I can feel a little this and that. That's normal. But then to consume it in such a way that it takes over, because it can take over very quickly. You know what I mean? We could call it a challenge to say who's going to have the power here. Because in life, if you think about it, it's always the struggle of power. Who's going to have power? It's the struggle of power. But when we come into the essence of knowing that we are that, it's nothing that we need to prove. This is really something, is a gift. And you can just say, you can receive it or you don't. Because sometimes your package is not something that people can receive. But that's also okay. You got to understand that that's going to be okay, because there's not going to be always the cheering you on as you would think and what you would like and what you've always strived for, because you thought if you get that, then I can allow myself to have that. Because if people are cheering me on and happy for me, then I can say, whoa, now I finally can give it. Why? It's because I feel that I have fulfilled my purpose in that. But sometimes I was also putting myself out there because I was coming from that negative belief that if I don't do that, I won't be loved. Because this is all about love. For me.
Like you said, it's okay.
This is my journey. Yeah.
It's okay.
And it's okay.
It's just like pain. It's okay to feel pain. It's natural, but it's a choice to suffer from it.
There's it. Hans, you nailed it. You nailed it. Like it's nailed. Like, wow. I am so appreciative of that. I am so appreciative of that.
You use the word choice a lot, and I just, whoa, you're using the most powerful word there is. It's our choice.
Yeah. And so, Yeah. So that's the when we take humbleness to it, if you want to say humble, because we use the word, it was Jesse's word, that humble. When we're in that state of being, because it is a state of being, it's a very, very beautiful state of being. Everything does fall away, and then you're just there to receive it gracefully, because it's with grace. Because you know that maybe you didn't deserve this. You maybe think, well, who am I? Who am I? Oh, yeah, I'm always here. I've always been here. Yeah. But when I heard today the timing, patience. This is something with the feminine I heard also today that was also very beautiful. Yeah. And so for that, when you say you need a man, for example, and was been told, it has been told that, but the beauty of it is, if you think that the masculine has come to serve, the masculine has come to give, but the feminine has come to serve. So you can't have one and not the other.
It should be, I need somebody, not just a man. It can't be a woman. It can be whatever. I need somebody.
Well, we're just
Everybody.
using it. We're just using it as a like a little statement out there. We have no problems with having a man. That's no problem for you, man. And I'm sure there's no problem either on the other sex, But
because the heavy stuff I bet a woman could lift it just as well.
Yes. But what I'm saying about the feminine, when you're in a place of needing to be still, yeah, and you know that you have a lot of, like how you say, go, because that was the program, the program of going, must go, must be busy, must go. But then when you can get into a place of that feminine, knowing that is where it's a place of rest. It's a place to chill out, And that's where meditation comes also into it. You want to be very practical. But the meditation in, just allow yourself to feel what needs to be felt. Because it's about feeling what you want to feel. So that's where you can maybe have a closed heart when you start, and then afterwards you feel, oh, you're a little lighter now. You're like, oh, that feels good, So
feel like a marshmallow.
I like that. I like both now. I like the masculine and the feminine. I've made complete peace with both of them now. Now that I bring them together, I can stand in my essence. And
when you bring them together, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Sense for oneself.
It didn't make a lot of sense before, but it's starting to get together. It's starting to put the dots together. Let's put it like that. But that's why I say it's never too late. You see, it's never too late. Yeah.
There's a big difference between I need blank, fill it in with whatever. I need. Just feel the word need.
Sounds needy.
Versus the other one is I choose.
Oof.
Yeah.
I choose blank.
Yeah.
They are, when you look at them, they are huge differences.
Yeah, it's
one is contracting and the other is expanding.
It's
Yes,
huge. They're opposite
exactly.
of each other. Mhm.
I love that, Hans. That's it. Mm,
And how many
mm.
times do we say I need versus I choose in a day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah,
It's like
I need, I can't, I won't,
yeah, yeah. It's
I
just,
must, have
yeah.
to,
Oh my gosh.
all of
Yeah.
those. You
So,
you don't.
yeah, yeah.
that's why we are saying words are very like a spell. We are spelling ourselves with the words we are choosing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we do.
Yes.
And we're not even
Mm.
aware of it.
And we're not
We're,
even
meaning
aware of it, is it?
we're not listening to it. We're just
Mm.
saying what we're responding to. There's a
Oh, is it?
conversation yesterday where I was trying to stay humbly powerful, but when the snake can go two ways, you can't.
Ah,
It's they say one thing and then they come back and say the exact other opposite. It's like, what? That's why we can't get anything. That's why nothing will move. That's why nothing will happen. We want this, but we can't do it. Well, which one is it?
yeah, there's it. There's it. Come on now. That's it. We want it, but yeah. Mm.
We want this and it has to look this way. It's like, why aren't you doing it?
Mm,
Well,
mm,
we can't.
mm,
I know you can't. So why aren't you listening to this? Oh, you can't do
mm,
that either. Ah,
mm.
but you want it.
Right. Yeah, that's
Don't you
it.
guys like?
It's
Don't we see the loop that you that this is in? Like this oscillation? Like no wonder you're never going to get there.
yeah,
I comprehend.
yeah. We sabotage ourselves. Literally, I think that's what I know. I know that for myself. Mm.
And it
I'm
was
the only one.
because exactly. I have the answer. You can't.
Oh, there's it. There's it. There's it. Yeah. Mm. There's it. That's it. That's it. That's
Yep.
it.
And
Wow,
I think
this is
again,
great.
so thanks school again. Thank you, school, for teaching everyone they
Oh,
have the answer.
oh my.
School is all about competition, and you're actually, instead of working together in groups, they say do it alone.
Yep.
They make us to be lonely, and then they wonder why are there so many lonely people in the world. That's what they taught us in school. Don't trust anybody. Work for yourself. Do it for yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And the teacher has the answer.
Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing. Oh my God. You
Don't
see,
look at the back of the
this
book. It's
this
answers
is
there.
another thing. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly wow. I see my son going to school now, and it's fabulous and beautiful. And it's got a slight cold, so but he's in his first year in high school. And it's like I just feel like, yeah, yeah, it's like thrown to the wolves there, just wild, just completely out there. And then I just say to myself, how you doing and things like that. Of course, he's doing it. He's doing good. It's fine. It's right. Okay. But it's like, yeah, it's just made me realize even more so now to speak over his life, even more so. Mm.
And they removed
That,
almost creativity in school. None of the great subjects are left.
yeah, I mean,
They're
it's
taking them out of school, like painting.
yeah,
Why? That's the part
yeah,
that involves creativity, because the teacher doesn't have the answer. Only you have the
no,
answer when you're
mm,
creative.
mm, mm,
There's
mm.
there's no better school than life. the nature.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it just came to me, this thing. I don't know who it was. It'll come up to me, but it was somebody that was in school, and she was called for her son, and they said that this child is not able to continue in the school. It must go because it's not capable. Okay, it's not fit, not capable. And so, what I am trying to say is that the letter was written for her, and she said, "Well, thank you very much." No, I actually got it wrong. He came home, he gave a letter to his mother. Sorry, that's it. He gave a letter to his mother, and she read it. And obviously it was a report to say he's not, he's not going to be able to continue in the school, capable, or not, whatever, So she obviously asked, what is the envelope? Like what? Oh, she said, no, you just, yeah, you're amazing. You're so bright that we have to actually take you to another school. Now listen carefully. This is very clever of the mother, eh? We're just going to take you to another school, yeah, because for what it is to be able that you can attend that school, because your grades are too high, and just we're going to leave the school.
Didn't she homeschool him? I think I read that.
No,
one
she
too.
didn't. No, she didn't homeschool him. No, she didn't. But you know what happened after that? He became extremely, when I say profoundly, extremely successful. Yeah?
I believe one of the great scientists.
Writing books. Yep, writing books. Life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. But he got to see that envelope one day when he opened the drawer and he saw the envelope. He opened the envelope and it was like saying, yeah, your child's not attending to school because of this and that. So you understand the concept there? Yeah.
That's the power of having
When
faith in one child.
She said, no, I'm not going to accept that.
Funny,
Yeah.
It's funny you're talking about our son. He's trying to be an electrician, and the teacher is telling him that he cannot be an electrician. So Monday I'm going to have a meeting with the teacher.
Oh, thank you.
Next Monday, yeah. So I think I will put him in another in a different school.
Yeah.
Because there must be something wrong with the teacher. Yeah. Because,
It's not the pupil.
He's supposed to support the student.
Yeah, it's not the pupil. It's the teacher. It's the teacher. Yeah.
So why he's telling him that he's not?
Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry, I overspoke there, but
No.
Yeah.
There must be something wrong with the teacher. Because he's supposed to support, not to.
Yeah.
Not to put doubt in him.
Yeah. It's just it was a true story. My story is a true story, and So for me, to realize that, to also know that things get beaten out of you, they get literally beaten out of you, and then you start believing it. Abuse, any kind of a form that is beaten out of you, you will believe that you deserve it. Eventually it will break you. It will break your spirit. That's why you have when the spirit is broken, then it's because you're a spirit. And
just
so
like Einstein didn't believe his teacher when he said you failed the physics, and then he goes on to be one of the greatest physicists of the 20th century.
And he couldn't speak from the age of 4. Couldn't speak. So
you can go one place and fast enough.
What's that?
You can be slow in one part and then fast in another. Some people are, you see, many blind people can play the piano.
Mm,
Like their listening is way better without their seeing.
mm. But the whole point here is, is knowing that you're a creative spirit, pure genius, and it's not to be mocked, because genius was mocked at school. I understand, you're a genius and you've been mocked. I'm talking pure genius, gifted, and greatness. There's only one of you in this whole 8 billion people on this planet. There's only one of you. We've got to narrow that down and really like point on who and where and what you are firstly, before the labels, before all the things that was programmed. Yeah, all the things that we had to follow through because of society says this and society says that, and what school and this and that. But you gotta like, that's when you gotta say, no. And you gotta actually stand up for people that say no. Because when they say no, they're saying yes to something. And if your son wants to do engineer and he wants to do engineer, let me tell you, that's a yes. That's a yes. That is a yes.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the confidence you go into that, knowing that you know you have a yes. No negotiation here. It's a yes. Thank you for your opinion, but it's a yes. I know my son. I know my
will
son.
prepare.
Yeah,
I will have
you
some
will
question.
prepare. Oh, I know you
I
will.
have some question for.
Oh,
for
I
the
know
teacher.
you will. Oh, I know you are. And that's what I'm just feeling. I'm just getting into the energy of that, because
Mhm.
I can feel it already, the power. And I'm not even doubting on that. There's not even a doubt there. That's what I'm picking up. It's an incredibly powerful,
There's-
grounded, like you
there's
are like a
something-
soldier. Oh my
There's something
God.
wrong with him, with the teacher, because my son was standing together with 2 friends, and my son was drinking water when the teacher was passing, and the 2 friends said hello to the teacher, but my son he couldn't say anything when he was drinking. So later on, the teacher got him into the office and said to him, why didn't you say hi to me? And he was mad at my son.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is not how that is not how a teacher is supposed to be. So,
No,
it's-
there's
sounds like
something
you have
that
a-
needs to be corrected there. Yeah,
Mhm.
she needs to. Is it a she?
Boy,
No, is she a teacher, a female?
it's a male.
Is this a boys' school?
No, it's how you call it?
Boys and girls? It's mixed.
No, it's he's become an electrician. No, it's not. It's boys and girls.
Oh, he's in a trade school.
Yeah. The teacher is a man.
The teacher's a man. How old is your son?
He's 17.
Oh, he's a big boy.
But he
he's a big
really
boy.
wants to be an electrician. That's his aim. That's his goal. And it's not fair that the teacher, telling him that he cannot be an electrician. With,
Yeah,
he's still in the
I hear
learning
that.
stage. Mhm.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
So
I think that needs, that needs to be addressed there. That needs to be addressed. No, that thing where people point you out, where they start sort of like demanding things from you, threatening you. That's not cool. That's not allowed. That shouldn't be allowed in any way, in any form, especially a teacher.
Man,
Like,
my son
yeah,
just
there's the,
didn't say hi. We said, why?
yeah, there's a little bit of a going on there. I think you're
ego.
gonna look after it. What? Yeah, you're gonna take care of it. That's for sure. He'll take
My
care
son
of
is
it.
afraid of,
Yeah, he's a big boy.
he's afraid of I'm coming and and then maybe my reaction to what the teacher, but I would take it calm and collective and yeah, and just I don't even yeah.
Ask him for
I
a
want
reason.
to tell you, I'm
Make
very
him sweat.
grateful. Yeah. What's that, Hans?
Make him sweat by asking him for a reason, and when he comes with an answer, then you say why, and next one why. You just keep digging until you hit the core, and oh, it's a problem you have.
I will have some question for him, like what is his main purpose of being a teacher? I will ask him his path towards being a teacher. Is it a call, or why is he a teacher?
You got this, Chi. Awesome, guys. Listen, Hans and Jess, I'm going to say thank you. It's awesome. Genius. Thank you for your genius. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye. Cheers.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day, Jesse. I'll also go off. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks. Great chatting with
Jesse.
you. Bye,
Love
Chi.
you. Bye.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Love you.